Now a speech by the best man, Aaron Scott.
Scotty.
It's okay, you can find it. I know it.
So I kept mine short as well, because there's two of us, two best men, co-best men. Yeah, don't ask. Anyway, so I'm a little bit nervous. I just want all of you to know that so you can be with me. We're all on the same playing field here. Okay, first off, I'd like to thank everyone for joining Trevor and Christine on this very special day. For those of you who don't know who I am, my name is Aaron Scott. I've had the pleasure of knowing Trevor and his family since I was just a wee lad. Trevor and I go back to the days of old when finding a quarter in the backseat of your parents' car meant that you were rich beyond all measure, or when graduating from Velcro to laces meant that you were an astute individual that no longer needed help from a grown-up and were now able to venture off into the vast expanse full of forged steel and well-placed lumber that we like to know as, or came to know as the playground. Yes, my friends, the time of which I speak was kindergarten. Right away I knew Trevor was special. He was different from all the other 5-year-olds. As it turned out, he was 11. All kidding aside, Trevor was a little bit of a slow starter. Despite his shortcomings, he still managed to excel at what he thought was important, and that was that size matters. Yes, even though we were 6 years of age at the time, he knew what was important. The time was grade 1, the place was the pumpkin patch, and his goal was to find the largest pumpkin there. Trevor's pumpkin was so large that it took 2 of us to carry the thing home. Not only did it take both of us to carry it home, but it also meant that we'd have to make several stops along the way. So many times, in fact, that it caused his mother to worry that something was terribly wrong, and she had to come looking for us. The moral of the story? Trevor Barry had the largest pumpkin in grade 1 class. Quite possibly Abbotsford for that matter. Trevor has always been very particular when it comes to details. I'll give an example. Another time in grade 1, Trevor had a crush on one of her fellow students. Yes, it was a girl. No, I can't remember her name. Anyways.
Nicole.
Sorry. I'm so terribly sorry. Anyways. Bear with me here for a second. Okay. No, I can't remember her name. Okay. Anyways. He decided it would be a good idea to give her a love note. It literally said, "I love you." And somehow it managed to get into the hands of the teacher. Now, Trevor was a wreck. I'm talking sweaty palms, panic had set in, and he was on a crash course ready for jail time. This was a serious offense in grade 1. It was no joke. So the bell rings, and Trevor and I meet up as usual in the same spot we do every recess, and he tells me of his predicament. After a few minutes of brainstorming, Trevor looks at me with his eyes wide open and says, I got it. We can find a 4-leaf clover and wish that the teacher misreads the letter so it says, I like you, not I love you. So being a good friend, I spent both recess and lunch out in the soccer field looking for the very elusive 4-leaf clover, praying to the little leprechaun gods to spare him the shame and shackles and horrific food that prison might offer him. I have not found this 4-leaf clover. I guess as best man, I'm supposed to offer you some marital advice. I feel that my own personal thoughts might lack merit, seeing as how I'm not married. So for this portion of the speech, I turn to some older men that have been married for many years, and this is what I've come up with. Forget about what people tell you about not going to bed angry. This is a myth. If you want to win the fight, sleep on the couch and get a full hearty breakfast at IHOP, come back in the morning and swing. Metaphorically speaking, of course. Another man told me his secret was that he never talks to his wife. Now, he wanted me to make it clear that it had nothing to do with fighting or hard feelings. It was just simply that he didn't want to interrupt her. The last piece of advice is this. Now that you're married and are living together as a unit, there are a lot of important decisions that have to be made. So Trevor, being the man in the relationship, it's up to you to make all the really important decisions. And leave the lesser important decisions up to Christine. Decisions such as which house you should buy, or what car to drive, or something as small as how many kids to have, or where they should go to school. These decisions should be none of your concern. This will free you up to focus on more important decisions, like what we should do about China's domestic import-export policy, or who should play in nets with the Canucks, or what kind of barbecue to buy, or which way the line should go on the lawn. The predictable vertical or horizontal lines, or the really cool checkered print ones that you often see on baseball fields or soccer pitches. These are the things that matter now, Trev. To close, I would like to thank Christine for accepting Trevor for who he is and putting up with his temper tantrum so that his mother no longer has to. She can't thank you enough, really. No, really, Christine. I think everyone here can see how happy you make Trevor. And I'm so happy that the two of you found each other. And I'm honored to be with you on this very special day. And I wish both of you a long, fruitful marriage full of joy, excitement, and many more precious moments like this. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time I'd like you to raise your glasses, close the toast to the bride and groom. And now we're going to bring up the co-best man, Peter Harris.
Hi. Sorry. This is going to suck. I'm not nearly drunk enough for this. You'll have to forgive me. I did this the same way I do all my university essays. I did it at 3 a.m. the night before. Hopped up on caffeine in the morning. It was not nearly as good as it was last night. So, Trevor is my oldest friend. I've known him for 12 years, which is far longer than I ever expected to or wanted to. He's kind of like an infestation of ants. You think you've seen the last of him, and then one day he just shows up in your spare room and makes himself at home. But because I've known Trevor for so long, I could tell you some things about Trevor. I could tell you some pretty deep, dark, like nasty, dirty, scary, sinister. Like, Christine, did you know that I watched him beat a man for bus fare while singing the Super Mario theme song? I don't know what was going on there, but it scared me, and I thought that you should probably know. But there's really only two things that you guys actually need to know about Trevor that are relevant to our little gathering here today. And the first is one that you probably have already guessed, and that's Trevor has always been the undisputed king of unnecessary technology. Whether it was always having to have the newest Palm Pilot, or making a touch-tone menu of personalized voicemails for friends that couldn't be bothered to call you to begin with. No matter how much we mocked him for it, Trevor always reveled in being a supreme techno geek. So you can imagine my utter shock when he calls me up one day and tells me that he's been dating a girl he found on the internet. Don't mistake me, sir, I'm not mocking you now. Not entirely. No, I applaud you, because Trevor Barry, you are truly the modern man, with not only the bravery to Google yourself up a girlfriend, but the conviction to tell us all the truth about it. I'm just glad it was Lava Life and not eBay. So may not know about Trevor Barry is that his past relationships with girls have been a little funny. I don't want to use the word obsessive because it's not strong enough. Suffice it to say that he was never deterred by a little unrequited love, perhaps even when he should have been. And so we, his friends, spent years watching him bang his head against a variety of walls, relishing the pain of it, while we attempted to come up with ever more creative ways to say, dude, move on. And then he met Christine. And he wasn't quite so intense. He was calm, casual, about as close to normal as Trevor Barry ever gets. And naturally, as him, he wasn't interested. But then I saw them together and realized, oh, this is what Trevor looks like when someone treats him right. This is what he looks like when someone treats him with the love and respect that he deserves and gives to him all those things that he gives to others so well. So, Christine, you are by far Trevor's healthiest relationship. And now that you're finally taking him off our hands for good, please continue to treat him so well, or we will find you. Did I leave my glass? Where's my glass? I need the glass. Somebody give me a glass. Hook me up. All right. Trevor, may all your computers boot up smoothly. And may your only girl troubles involve your future daughters. And one more.
You bet.
Trevor and Christine, may you love and cherish each other to the end of your days, because I'm sure as hell not doing all this again.
Get him.